Hello and welcome back to Chaotic Neutral Games. It's a late one. Yeah, sorry about that. It's been a week and a day and a weekend, and it's time. It passes and things happen during that passage of time, and at the moment there's more things happening than usual. We're back.
We're here.
We're here.
We made it.
Just about. And we'll probably be here for a few weeks. There's a few weeks we will actually be doing maybe a couple in a row. I don't know. Maybe. Maybe. This is why I'm saying maybe.
I don't think it is, but...
I thought we had.
We're going to have
Don't spoil
Schrodinger's
it.
few weeks in a row.
It's
Is what's going to happen.
It's us. We'll turn up when we turn up. You know.
Get comfy.
As we have thoroughly said just before we went live, we are not at all professionals. I am allowing you to watch the game that I run. That's what I'm doing.
Great way of putting it.
That's
Okay,
It
you
makes
can't be
it so
that
much
intro.
more
Go.
voyeuristic.
I can't follow that up. And welcome back. Yeah, that was a bit of a chaos, but we'll do some recap. Last week, was it last week?
No,
Yes.
it's 27th.
No,
It was the 27th.
it was the 27th. It wasn't
2
last
weeks.
week.
I
Yes,
write
I
down
know.
the dates and everything.
Same.
It's like the only notes I make now.
Yep, that's literally the only note that I made as well. And I
was
didn't
here.
even read it.
I was here on this date.
Last session, you went out into the slant milieu, this very, very windy forest at the foot of the Black Riage, wind bending these trees over until they are fully curved. Makes them very good to sell to boat makers, pre-curved timbers. You were sent out by Matilda to look for the name of the thing that you're looking for is...
Kaphas.
Sorry?
Kaphas.
Yes. Kafer or Kafer, however you want to say it. Both of them are correct because it's a made-up thing. They have glittery golden wings and shells, which are very useful in the production of non-gold gold jewellery. Allows you to make gold jewellery without using actual gold. So therefore you can, if you get them in significant numbers, sell them on. So, you ventured out into the plane. Sorry, I didn't
slant
load my
milieu.
actual notes into the slant milieu. Taking with you Arvid as a guide to make sure you don't get lost. And he was quite happy to come along and lend you goggles and boots and stuff. Even you bought some clothes. I think Letty paid for all of them out of her endless sleeves full of shins. And you went outside and walked around for a little while. You found an empty kaffir nest, And then you spotted, in the distance, a quover, this fox-like creature. And you realised that Letty had actually been leading for a while and following this little thing. And so, Letty went onwards. And you followed her at a distance and found eventually 24 of these creatures in a small bluff they'd built, hiding from the wind. Some of them with these beautifully starry eyes, and others with just kind of pale eyes. You're going to have to remind me what happened next here, because there was some mind swapping stuff, and I can't remember what order it's gone in.
The gang sort of followed up and found Letty after finding an abandoned nest. And Letty was already a quover at that point. I do remember that much. And then Kliji was much more successful in communicating with them, and sort of has one temporarily resident in his skull, I think.
Yes, indeed. So, Letty and a quover swapped for the moment because the quover wanted to be able to communicate, and they can't unless they are sharing a brain or trying to speak using someone's body. And that was, not too successful, so they offered, and I think Kliji accepted, to have one stowaway in Kliji's mind and give suggestions and feelings and thoughts. Language isn't really a useful concept to them. And they told you, through thoughts of a problem they have, of their home, which had been invaded, both luckily and unluckily, by these golden beetles. Isn't that convenient? They led you to their home, which is this kind of hill-like structure, spiraling corridors inside, and you probed it a little bit and found these beetles were thick in the corridors, in the pathways. You sent in a little creature that Trenton had been making to have a look down there, and it came back having been chewed on a little bit by these beetles. You looked at it from above with a heat-sensing cipher and saw that the entire structure of the thing, and there's a central chamber where most of the heat seems to be. And that is where we ended last time, as you were trying to figure out what to do next, how to get these things out of there.
Yeah.
So we return as you're standing on top of this this thing, this hill, and there you are. That's where you are.
Oh, it's windy.
It is windy.
How warm is it? Is it cold? Is it?
So wind chill brings it down to like below 10 degrees, but the day's 15-ish.
Makes no difference. There was no follow up.
Okay.
I was just interested.
Just wanted an idea of how your character's feeling, right?
We're really painting the scene.
Brenton and Mazir on the top of the hill, and then I'm down below recovering. How long have they been on top of the hill?
Well, I scanned the hill, and probably not that long. Probably only about 5 to 10 minutes. Because I didn't try and do anything. I didn't try and swim or anything. I think I was just there, just gathering information.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and you took like a 10-minute rest, right? A
Yeah,
10-minute rest
yeah.
action. Yeah.
Yeah.
I also did.
Kliji is going to look at Quover Letty and get his clipboard out.
Sorry, is Quover Letty who is a Quover, or the Quover who is now Letty?
What is the physical form of the thing that you're looking at?
The quover that contains Letty's mind.
Okay.
Mind Letty.
Mind Letty.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Mind Letty, body Letty.
Oh, getting his
Sounds
clipboard
fast.
out, and basically does like a big yes and a big no to start off with, and goes, Letty, can you understand me? Okay.
Does this creature have thumbs? I'm
It
assuming
does
it has
not.
thumbs. Oh,
Can we
she points,
get out?
points at yes.
You've still got the clipboard from when we were in the computer place, yeah?
Yeah, that's
I
what
do.
That's what.
Yeah, you've got the same like things. There's like yes and no sort of.
I know, but this is a paw. I'm not sure how that equates to like.
Just pat
Anyway.
it. Yeah.
Yes. Just gonna
Yeah.
attack
Okay.
my screen.
All right. So when I get the yes, I then flip to the very complex Ouija board of ideas.
You see a pair of paws come up and rub some temples.
Letty, can you use your skills still? Can you use your gravity stuff?
She thinks for a little bit, and then she sort of shakes her head, or like in Pat's no, I guess. She can still shake. She's got a head. She can shake it. And yeah, I don't know that she's tried, but I feel like it's such a part of her physical experience that she just sort of assumes that she wouldn't.
And okay, so what do you actually point to?
She just goes no.
No. Is it because you need to like use your body at the same time? I don't know why Cleege's doing this, but Cleege's decided that you obviously do some sort of hand movement.
I love this is like a new vote. Like last time you just yelled every time you were trying to speak to anyone and they were right there. And it's like you were trying to get other people to speak to them on your behalf because Cleege couldn't get it into his head. And this is like a new like I've got to do Italian hand gestures whenever I'm speaking to this little fox. It's so good. What was the question?
Body? Do you need your body as well as your mind to do it, do you think? Okay. Right, so I know some of your skills. If I can, remember, what you do with your body, physically, and get, the Letty body Letty body, that one, do it at the same time as you do your mind stuff, do you think you can do it?
The fox has an expression on its face like it's got a headache.
So does Trenton.
Those big round eyes are now just they've got that shape at the top where it just.
Oh, okay. I've broken. Sorry, Letty. I just suddenly thought, I wonder where the source of your capabilities are. Is it in your brain? Is it in your body? I've turned into Trenton. I don't know. I have literally turned into Trenton. Cleege's quite weirdo now. So
you don't look like Trenton.
No, but that was my thought. It's silly. If you do want to experiment once you've processed in your little foxy head, I can obviously talk to Letty body minder controller. Do you know what? I think I'm just going to take another 5 minutes and be quiet.
Quover Letty, but Mind Letty, sort of pats you gently on the leg and then sort of scuttles off to sort of contemplate with her more limited ability to think what you've just been talking about. Do I have to roll to...
by the way, is quite enjoying stroking a lot of the quover around The short, kind of bristly fur. Yeah.
Who is Arvid?
Sorry?
Who is enjoying that?
Letty. Well, Letty's
Body
body.
Letty.
Okay. I was going to ask if you were going to put up a picture. Yeah, cool. That's so weird. How big are they? They're like, you said the size of like foxes, right?
Yeah, slightly larger than foxes. They might come up to your waist if they're standing tall. Some of the larger ones.
Can I do something? Okay, I'm going to try and do something.
Right,
So I have. Is there any immediate pressure to get things done very quickly? Like, there's nothing particularly hostile happening at the moment. The sun is not going to drop anytime
No,
soon.
you went out fairly early.
Yeah.
It's barely even midday.
Great. I have a skill called Reshape. And I can reshape matter in a 1.5 meter cube at short range. If I spend 10 minutes and succeed at a crafting task, which is hindered apparently, I can basically start to build a tunnel in the mound. And I want to do this over 1.5 meters. I think when I scanned, the heart was about 15 meters down. So this is going to take a while, and it costs 5 intellect points per time. So I could do it 4 times, which is 6 meters. So I can do 6 meters before I need a rest. So this will take a little while, but I'm going to start basically reshaping a shaft into the tunnel, into the mound. Yes, maturity, Danny, come on. That's what I'm going to do.
Okay.
I help with this.
How so?
Like, can I sort of? I know digging. I've dug my fair share of holes. I won't dig because obviously Danny is sort of reshaping it, sort of a different way than I normally would. But I could hopefully sort of give advice on like the best way to do it. The best
angle, perhaps. So that I'm not just building because I don't know tunnels. Like, you know tunnels.
I know tunnels.
I don't know tunnels. So as I start, and it's 2 of us up there. So I would have told you this, and I was just going to go straight down.
And I'm like, that's not how you build the tunnel.
Just do. Build that tunnel.
So what skill are you leveraging here?
Me?
Oh.
To help. What skill are you leveraging?
Survival. Like, I would have to also probably visual perception and sense danger as a sort of culmination of trying to avoid any sort of pockets where I feel lots and lots of the little bug things are going to be.
So this was going to be my question. This is what I wanted to talk to people about before I got any further down. Would it be a good idea? I'll Trenton it. Do you think it might be a good idea to perhaps drill a small hole and then capture them as they come out in like a big bag? So they'll only have a small chimney to funnel out. We could just catch them.
Yes, but the problem is, how do we get them all out? I mean, some of them might come out just to, poke them and see what's going on. But the issue is, well, they won't get very far away from the centre, and their sort of main hive body queen. We know that there's a sort of queen that they sort of like a bee.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Could you make a fake queen?
I was going to make a vacuum cleaner.
Ah!
Suck them out. I can't make a vacuum cleaner here. Don't have the things. However,
could you make something that emits a similar vibration or sort of thing as a fake queen?
I like that idea. That I could probably do.
And then have it in a bag, and they all go into the bag, and then you just shut the bag or the box, and you just
Yeah,
Box 'em.
exactly. And then put a cork back in the tunnel.
Yes.
Yeah, until we're
Fox
ready.
Letty's sorry. Fox Letty is sort of like, as you're having this conversation, sort of trying to get your attention by like grabbing various people's trousers, and that you'd obviously not pay her any
Yeah,
attention
like-
whatsoever.
I feel that sort of Trenton and Letty Trenton and Mazir are getting so excited, and like we just get yes, and we're just sort of we're so focused that small fox creature. Why are we doing this again? I can't remember. Definitely nothing to do with the fox creatures.
I might, in fact,
Just so
probably
into
reach
it.
down, just give you a little scratch behind the ear, just carry on going.
You've never seen something so small but so incandescent with rage.
Clegy at this point is going to look up the hill and go, oh, probably should go and help them. Okay, and we'll wander up to join them.
I did just want to interject. Bee vacuums are a real thing that apiarists use, so you're not actually far off with that one in real life.
Ooh.
Yeah, my
That's
uncle
wild.
IRL. My uncle is actually a beekeeper.
Oh, nice.
And, yeah, he gets stung a lot. He's not a very good beekeeper, apparently. Really hope my uncle isn't watching this. Please continue giving me
Hi,
free
Rox's
honey.
uncle. Keep me
Like
keeping.
that rocks his uncle. Call
Okay.
out post, God.
So,
We've solved this issue. We fixed it. Haven't we, Trenton?
really? Oh,
Yes.
It might take a while, but we're going to
Yep.
drill a hole,
Right.
suck out all the insects into a bag after we create a mock queen,
Right.
cork it up, get another bag,
right.
repeat until the whole mound is empty.
I see no
Right.
flaw with this plan.
Nah?
You do know we don't have any idea what a queen looks like.
It doesn't need
Or
to
how
look
it
like it, probably. It just needs to vibrate in the same way, or whatever.
Do we know how the queen vibrates?
Not yet. We're going to experiment.
Exactly. Can we? When
Arvid?
you names have
Clegy?
Clegy, when you went down there, didn't you? Did you hear much? Was there noises? Was there sort of buzzing?
Yes. I mean, there's beetles everywhere. Of course, there's buzzing. You can
Well-
hear it from here.
But I assume it was more intense. So we just need to sort of do that. Just stop buzzing. Just like that.
All right.
Letty full on bites Clegy on the foot.
Ow! Oh, Letty.
Doesn't like you.
Mind Letty. What's wrong?
I'd sort of paw
I
vaguely at the
get out
book,
the clipboard.
at the clipboard. There we go. How do I need to roll to communicate with this?
No, I think you've done this enough that we
Cool.
can communicate properly.
She sort of sort of fusses through it. You get sort of like claw marks. It rips a little bit on the paper, and then she sort of finds whatever. Did we ever use the word for fire at all?
Probably not.
No.
Well,
But like you have control, so you can like just scratch it, like.
cool. Yeah. I'd like bite the pen and I'd draw like a very, very bad flame.
At a
That's just to
triangle?
burn it to the ground.
And then like starts scribbling like smoke, like lots of
You
smoke
want us
coming
to
off it.
smoke them out? Do you
There's
know?
like a chitter
Trenton
of
had that idea. I don't know how many hours ago when we were discussing it before.
Well, we
nods.
We must have dismissed this for a good reason, but I can't remember what that reason was.
Because when I was saying that I wanted to capture a queen and then, like, you know, do it, then we were discussing then that, like, one way to do it would be to, like, smoke them, to gas them, to, like, put them to sleep, and then they can't do the and then you can just go and clear them out. Well, why don't we just do that?
Why don't we just do that? That would sound like a really good idea.
Benton?
We would probably have to pump the smoke into the mound.
Well, if we close off, so we've seen 3 entrances. So if we close off 2 of the entrances, and this is where we need Letty and her barriers. But close off 2 of the entrances, start a.
We'll close
Actually,
off one.
you can control things quite well now in terms of like smouldering. I definitely remember seeing some smouldering plants at some point on our trip.
Maybe.
Do you think you can make things smoulder and smoke rather than just like engulf in flames?
Mazir is thinking about this. Yes, I think I could do that.
Okay, so what I propose is we block off 2 entrances, and then we. Do we? No, hold on. We're going to need one. They're going to need an escape route. So we either start a fire. No, we put Mazia at one entrance, maybe block behind her. She starts smouldering, smoking. We leave an outlet for them to come out of, hopefully in a way that we can catch them, or quite frankly, if they just fly away, I'll be happy with that. And then like
we are trying to catch them.
Yeah, we shouldn't let them fly away, really.
Because the whole point that we were out here in the first place was to catch them. Or
yeah, but I feel like our mission has changed now, and I'm much happier with this whole.
No, we get
also,
money.
Yeah, when we come back and Matilda frowns at us, you will be less happy.
We don't want Moira to be angry at us again. So let's make sure that we at least catch some of them.
No, we do need to seal it up, because what we need to do is gas all of them to get them all to be like dead or quiet, one of the 2. Okay, so what actually we need to do is rig Mazir up with something so that she does not get affected by the smoke as she walks through.
Letty has drawn 2 more fires on the thing, and then she looks up and goes, and then like looks back down and goes, never mind.
Does that not make sense? So like, it'd be like you would walk forward and like send the smoke, and then they'd like go sleep, and then you could walk forward a bit more and go sleep. If we trap them in there, then we can get them all asleep and just scoop them all up at the end, rather than having to catch flying things that are very sharp, and I really don't want to be injured by them again. Thank you very much.
So we have boxes there, don't we?
We have boxes. Yeah, I bought the boxes because that's
we
what
came
our job
prepared.
is.
There
Obviously.
are way more in the nest than you have boxes for.
Well, we don't need to. We could just kill the rest of them, or move them.
Or we pick off the wings. I don't know why we couldn't do that in the first. Anyway, that's the irrelevance at the moment. We need to clear first. So, Trenton, Mazir's going to need some sort of breathing apparatus. What do you think?
I think I might have the thing. Hold on.
I need a mask.
Letty also has something that would be very dumb but very funny. Potentially.
If Mind Letty can communicate it,
I'll let Trenton come up with the more sane solution first, because.
So in the background, we've just got a little fox like pouring through the pockets of Letty, like looking in, trying to find something.
And Letty's just stroking the body. Letty's just stroking. It's like, another Quover to stroke. This is a great sensation.
Actually, I don't. I can put. I think I can only do that on me. I have energy protection, but smoke isn't really an energy.
No.
So, so basically, you just need a suit of armor, right?
I can do it for 1 round. I can hold my breath really, really tightly for a single round, and that's it.
So what we need is
Letty pulls out of her one of her pockets, which is a fun thing to say when she's not the one whose pocket it is. But she pulls out one of her pockets, a small device. It's a controlled blinking module. The gist of it is, for the next 28 hours, the wearer of the armor the nodule is attached to is struck hard enough to inflict damage. They teleport to a spot they desire within immediate range. The idea would be that you sort of damage tank and teleport your way through the entire facility. Just like every time one of these beetles strikes you enough that it hurts you, you sort of teleport further in.
I mean, I like the thinking, other than the fact that would probably get me, like,
Dead?
Because I'd have to take the damage and then go further in. I might as well just walk in.
How big are the synth boxes we've got with us?
Like, they fold out to like meter cube.
Okay.
They fold.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How else
they're
would you
pretty
carry
like IKEA boxes kind of thing.
Yeah.
Ah. Kliji gets out. Okay. We have, like, a space, puts it on Mazia's head. Okay. So, we can either she can either do it enough with what's in there, if we can seal it. But if we can get, like, some sort of pipe system to, like, feed into it, seal her in, alright, so she won't get the smoke, but she can still get some air in. I mean, we might have to blow down sorry, Mazia, that might be... Let's not think about that at the moment. But do you get what I'm thinking, Trenton?
I do. I do. Kind of like a fog person outfit.
I mean, I've not seen any frog people in this area.
Doesn't matter. It's a thing we have at home.
Oh.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't see why we can't block up. Go back to the first plan. Block them up. Block up two of the entrances. Put smoke inside one of the ones as we block it up, and smoke them out one of the other entrances at the exits.
Because then surely you could just fan it in and it would...
Well, rather than dilly-dally here talking about it, should we just get on and try? Because, we've got two options now. I'm sure something will make itself...
I'm sure one of those options will either succeed or fail horribly, so much so that we have to come up with a new plan anyway, so... Sounds like us.
Yeah. Okay. Mind Letty. I mean, we really could use your talents right now. Any movement on how we might do it?
Could you just ask really nicely to be back in your body?
We've done this. We need the thing that's in the heart of the thing to do it, otherwise it can't transfer.
Do we know that?
Yes.
Do we?
Yes.
Okay.
One of us watched the episode in the past 24 hours. I'm just saying, yes, we know that.
How did you watch it again?
Sorry.
I went to YouTube because if you go to
Are
YouTube...
they all on YouTube?
Yes.
The
It's
whole
amazing.
series so far is on YouTube.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
How did you not know that?
And you can watch it anytime you want.
You can, and it's really useful when you've had like a 2-week break and you can't remember what's happened and you have to figure out some sort of solution.
And all the other shows that are on Celtic Mythic Games happen to be...
Sorry, Ed. Sorry, Ed.
Okay.
I'm just saying,
So,
at the moment, we have 5 viewers and all of them know this already. And if they don't know this, they'll be watching it on YouTube.
okay, so we're gonna.
What I love about
go and
Casper
get the
mattresses is
get Letty
Mind
back
Let-
into Letty body.
The mind, Letty. Do you think you can, like? I mean, Trenton. Theoretically, where do you think your powers reside? Is it in your mind? Is it in your body? Or is it a cunning combination of the two?
In my mind.
I
And
look
in the wires
significantly
that
at
I've
Mind
installed into my body.
Letty shakes her head frantically. Please, no.
Are you able to try? Just something small. Like,
Letty's,
like-
I guess, gonna reach for the power. I guess. Is this some? I guess I'd have. Would I have to roll for it, or is this just like a thing I'd have to work out? I don't know.
So what are you trying to do?
I think what she's trying to reach for is, I guess she like hops onto her own shoulders, and then tries to sort of look into her own eyes, and find a way to communicate that sense, that feeling, of floating weightlessly in midair, and sort of how she reaches for the nanites in the air that give her this particular effect. It's like a bodily. It's like being able to swim, I guess. It'd be like trying to teach someone how to swim by sort of becoming them a little bit and showing their muscles how to move. This is a very specific analogy because I did used to teach swimming lessons. And that would have been much more convenient than telling a child, no, okay, you're drowning. We're going to pull you out.
No, you're drowning. You're just drowning.
Never mind then. Next child.
This one was rubbish. It was broken. Broken when I got it.
this is turning into the most inappropriate stream. I'd just like to apologise to everyone. We do not condone the drowning of children at all.
I was also a lifeguard. Thoroughly don't condone the drowning of children.
Right.
What was the question?
The question was how. So, question I want to know is how are you doing this? Like, I know what you want to do. I don't know how you're doing it.
Yeah.
Because at the moment there's no real mechanism.
There's no
You're
mechanism
just
for
hoping.
it. Yeah,
Which is a
I guess
perfectly
it'd
valid way
just
to
be.
play, but
I think it would be that attempt to make the connection she made before, and trying to do it that way, trying to communicate it. I don't think that I get to have anything on this.
difficulty 8.
Ooh. Okay. She has understanding Numenera, which I guess is probably nerfed because she's a fox right now. She's a quover, and she's also trained in hedge magic, which would be
Trained
the
in
obvious
hedge
choice,
magic
I
I
guess.
will allow.
Okay, cool.
Because foxes live in hedges.
They
Is that
don't.
why?
They live in dens.
They live in dens within hedges. Every time I've seen a fox, it's either come out of or gone into a hedge. So
I thought that on that basis, most foxes I've ever seen live in bins.
true, but they get to the bin anyway.
I'm going to put in a level of effort. Does this come? Can this come out of my intellect pool or are my pools?
This is definitely an intellect roll, yes.
Okay, cool. I'm going to put in.
Can Cleege see what you're doing at the moment?
It's just a fox looking like
I
it's
mean,
trying
to be
hard.
fair, like the few times you've seen like these foxes staring dead in the eyes with other people, this kind of thing is happening. So I think it's probably reasonable that you'd be able to intuit what's
Okay.
It was prompted by your comment.
Yeah. So just I'll just go. Mind Letty. Just before you do something, what are you trying to do? And I'll get out. I'll just write like your skills down. Like, so you've got like the tidy something, or you've got like the floaty something. Obviously, Cleege doesn't actually fully understand what you do, but you know, but it tries to think of like the simple things, like the pushy thing where you push things type thing. And it's like, which one are you trying to do?
I guess hedge magic in this instance would be like make a small thing float. Is the thing that she'd be doing with it. So I guess she points at Floaty, and then like kicks a rock with her foreleg.
So make it float. So that's your hedge magic thing, yes? Okay. So Kleegi, I don't know how this will work. So Kleegi would like to give advice to the entity in my head. Okay, using my memory becomes action type skill. I don't know if you want me to use the points for it without actually doing the action, if that makes sense.
You're going to have to remind me what memory becomes action does.
So, because once I've seen one of these guys do one of their special tricks, I can replicate it. I can remember how to do it and then do the action. Okay? But rather than doing the action this time, I just want to remember like the nature of how Letty does it and transmit that to the entity.
Yeah, that's not the issue we're coming across here. The issue we're coming across is actually communication. So, like, the fact that you're able to know that thing is all well and good, but if you're trying to teach someone who's, I don't know, Italian, and you don't speak Italian, how are you going to communicate? Like, that's the issue we're coming across here. Except the language barrier isn't English to Italian, it's literally mind to mind. There is no direct way to communicate currently. Even if you talk to the one in your head, it has no direct way to communicate.
With the one in Letty's body, even though it's the same one?
There are two of them. So, there was one that was stowing away in Letty's head, and there was one in the Quover that turned up.
Yeah.
Quover swapped with Letty, so there were two Quovers in Letty's head.
Yeah.
And Letty's now in a Quover, and one of them passed over to you to become a passenger in your head. So Letty's original passenger is in Letty's body. The one that was the body, the Quover body, is now in your head.
I apologise. I completely misunderstood.
This is a real Futurama theorem.
It really
body
is.
Swapping
Yeah.
situation.
I didn't intend it to be, but that's where it is.
Okay, I apologise. Okay, no, that makes sense. I thought they were the same entity in body and in me. That's why.
Nope.
What you could do though is you have communicated with one of these creatures successfully to the point where one's in your head right now. You could give me some good advice potentially.
Yeah, I'm not sure how Kleegi does that though. But what Kleegi can do is do what Kleegi did before and inspire Letty's body NPC, which will put them up a level. Okay. Because I'm guessing you're not going to say that Letty Mind is an NPC because Letty's in control of it, yeah? I really wish I had a encourage type thing.
I mean, I think what LJ was suggesting, you have the good advice thing, right? That just gives an asset.
Yeah. That's basically it. Yeah, no, I was just trying to think through. Yeah, sorry. I'll shut up. Have some good advice. About
all of that summed up.
Pretty much.
I think this is my fault for like this even was meant to be a fairly like simple, straightforward thing, but I've done my usual navel gazing like sci-fi bullshit, and
I'm extremely here for it. It's great.
Yeah.
It's just very funny watching us all try and grapple with it in our own individual ways.
yeah, it's one of those things where it's very solid in my head what's happened, and I just may not have said it out loud properly.
Question. Is body Letty, is it able to understand me?
So it will like heads up and engage with you if you like engage with trying to work out. I guess it would be like the creature like will engage with you, but doesn't really show any like deep understanding. Like it will get like emotional like cues and stuff. It'll figure that out. And it worked out like some language words that it could speak.
Yeah.
So it could probably get simple concepts, but it really doesn't understand the human physiology.
Yeah. Okay.
Did I just hit this roll then?
Yeah.
Which I think is currently at a difficulty 6. And then how much effort are you putting in?
I was going to put in... I might as well put 3 levels in because I've got 4 edge, so that gives us a cost of 3, sorry.
Yeah, down to difficulty 3.
Okay. Gonna roll.
9 or more. Greater than 50.
I got a 9.
9. So yeah, there are moments where you can see your own face doing that thing where you don't really want to pay attention anymore and your eyes start flicking away, looking at other things. But you refocus. You refocus and you keep the attention of yourself. And that feeling that you have in your body where you are activating your powers, that you manage to communicate that. The actual feeling of it, not in any words, not in any direction. The like you said, like teaching a child to swim by actually moving their muscles, and slowly, very tentatively, reaches a hand out, and the stone you indicated before ever so gently floats.
Nice.
And because it's moving, Letty immediately leaps at it, and so do all the other quotas.
And then quovers start floating.
Nice.
And then
How
you can
many
feel
quovers?
the 3 of you are tried to be picked up, but that's beyond the power of the hedge magic. The quovers even are struggling, but yeah.
Quover's just like flipping.
I think you've got it, Letty. Both Letties. All Letties. I think you've
Round of
got
applause
it.
for all Letties.
Ovid's
Aw.
just sat against a tree with like a ploughman's lunch.
Stop it.
Right.
So now that Body Letty can do that, which is great.
A stone
What was the
just
point of that?
by your face.
Do that. Mazir's just gonna light it up as it goes.
Immediate laser point to this rock.
Do the quovers follow? If I try and make a laser pointer, will they follow it?
So you've only got a few with you. The ones without starry eyes do.
Excellent.
The ones
Mazir
with
is
starry eyes
fully
do.
distracted for at least 20 minutes.
Oh, well, I was going to suggest that, Letty, are you able to make a couple of barriers? Then? I really don't know which Letty at that point to look at, so I'm just like flicking between both Lettys.
Where are you going with this?
Well, we need something to block up the tunnels, so I thought one of her barriers, what is it, 10 foot by 10 foot, that'd be perfect on that one, 10 foot by 10 foot on that one, start the fire. Gather, that's what we wanted, wasn't it?
Yes.
Are the entrances that big? Are they like 10 foot wide, 10 foot tall?
No, they are small enough that you have to kind of crouch a little bit as you go in.
I mean, just brick them up with boulders. Boulders. Mostly boulders.
You could have, but now we have now we have the energy barriers. Don't make it pointless.
Well, you could have mentioned boulders, Trenton, about, I don't know, half an hour ago.
Why would I? I didn't know where you were going with this.
Obviously, I was trying to think of how to barricade. It didn't occur to me to use boulders.
Could Letty
Oh,
direct
some boulders
Body
there.
Letty to start gathering like small rocks to sort of like hedge magic into that gap?
Okay.
Yeah.
Which-
So if you lead by example, you start making a small pile of stones, and then
And then just keep looking back at myself.
we will start collecting rocks.
All right, Trenton, have we got an idea of how we're going to get smoke sort of into the sort of main chamber? Are we just going to try and poke something down there with a tube, or what's?
So we what we need is like oily rags, don't we?
I have rags.
I have oil.
Don't want to set it on fire though.
Ah,
I thought we do.
No, we want smoke. We don't. Okay.
There's
Which
no
bit of-
smoke
we
without
want the
fire.
Smoke without the actual heat and burning and destruction of fire.
Oh, I mean, a little
That's
bit
why-
of heat and burning and destruction won't hurt anybody.
That's why I thought, like, we could get like. I mean, there's wood. Okay, we can get some like twigs. And Mizir can do her like smouldery, make it smoke, but not actually make it fire type thing. That was the. I feel like I've been.
I think
in a
you're
completely-
overthinking it. If we get some rags, get a bit of oil, and some wood in the tunnel, light the fire, seal it up with stones. Bish bash bosh. He didn't say that. He says mostly builders. He wouldn't say bish bash bosh.
and then a fan and just go to get it to go inside. We should probably test to see if any smoke makes the bugs fall asleep.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But they might be fine with smoke.
They might be fine with smoke.
I feel like we should probably just do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fine. Let's just, as I say, let's try. Right. Okay. So, oh wow, Letty, you're amazing. Letty's amazing. I'm sort of tempted to keep Letty in a Quova, honestly. Look at what they can do. Anyway,
I hope
I'll
Body
tell you
Letty
what,
heard that. Oh no, I hope Mind Letty heard that. Sorry.
My Letty absolutely heard that and is mad about it.
Mind
okay,
Letty
so
will remember this.
she's gone to get boulders and is now slightly sulkily bouldering up one of the holes. It was like, if I had my kilt, you could have had more rags. But don't set it on fire.
Don't give us anything that you don't want going on fire, let alone the kilt. You know.
Mizia just sort of sidles up to Trenton and she's like, "He ruins all my fun."
Just let's put some rags down. You can blast away. Just it's fine. That's what we need. We need it. We need fire. We need to get them running. So where are the Kafirs going to come out?
One of the other holes. There's three entrances stroke exits. We're blocking up one, definitely. I suggest the middle one.
Well, surely we do want to get them out, don't we?
So I like Mazir's idea of creating some kind of vibration which is like the Queen's vibration. Unfortunately, we don't know what that is. However, we know that the Kafirs are like they weren't so far into the tunnel, right? Because when I sent the automaton in, they got attacked pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm just going to, with the little automaton that I've got, and with my glasses and various other little bits of gizmos that I've got, I'm going to cycle through a bunch of frequencies in the tunnel while people are gathering boulders and see if any of them attract the Kafirs. What?
I thought we've had like 4 different plans and we keep going.
We're gonna do the heat plan. I just want to be able to find if they're gonna shoot out one of the tunnels. I don't want them to come back around and attack us. I want to create some kind of thing that's going to attract them away from the tunnel as they come out.
I thought that's why we had the boxes to catch them in.
But there's too
many of them.
There's too many Kafirs to catch them in the boxes.
Kafirs.
Small flying bugs.
Too many bugs.
I mean, Gleedy will carry on salty
Exactly.
building.
we want bonfire and boulders. I'm going to cycle through frequencies
Smoke,
around
not fire.
the Kaffers, the Kafers, the Sutherlands, and I'm gonna so that's what I'm gonna do. See if I can attract them while everyone's doing the rest of their stuff.
Right.
I hope that's clear for you, Ed.
Not at all.
No, I think it is. What I'm going to tell you is that none of the vibrations or frequencies work. Like, nothing changes at all.
Okay.
They
Good to
don't.
know.
Yeah. They just seem as bothered by it as they were before, which is not at all until it gets close.
In that
You know
case,
what? I will actually make you roll a speed roll to see how well you can get it going out of the way when it does attract some of them.
19.
19. You are very deftly manoeuvring it out of the way. It's only getting 1 or 2 bites every time.
Okay, I can take that.
Yeah, it's not enough to break it apart.
Okay, great. So then if are we going to leave one of the openings open completely? Or, okay. Then we're going to put some boxes outside the opening so we can at least catch some.
Well, maybe the thing to do is to hope or to try and make sure we catch the queen. Because if we catch the queen, then the rest of them will hopefully follow that, right?
Yes, but I imagine the queen would be one of the last things to leave. Like, presumably, I mean, it's the queen. They're going to be, like, super defensive and do everything to protect her where she is in her throne room, so to speak. So I imagine it will be one of the last out.
Arvid finishes his last bit of his lunch and shouts over the wind, "Queen can't fly!"
Ah! Interesting. I don't know how that helps, but I'm sure it does help. Trenton, how does that help?
I have a... Yeah. Wouldn't it be good if we could be in... just bear with me. Be inside while the smoke pushes them out away from us. Which is kind of what you... Coming back to what you said earlier, PG. So if we can just create... Yeah, the smoke with a fan on wheels, which I should be able to do. I have a motor. I can create a small fan. I have wheels with my little automaton. I can just turn it into a little cart, get a little bonfire in the front, and push it through. Send the bugs away from us until we get to a point where we can get the queen and do what we need to do on the queen. I also have abilities if we find a place where we need to close this funnel once we're in there.
So you're imagining now that the smoke will, instead of put them to sleep, it will tell them to get away.
While this is happening, can I please try and with a box, or like, it doesn't have to be one of the boxes we brought along, Bazia probably just has pots and bags and stuff. I would like to try and catch like 2 or 3 of these bugs. And I'm gonna...
Burn them.
I am going to try and smoke something, not so much that it burns. So the ability, and this is what I was just checking, I have the ability to focus the intensity of the light. So it's a practice of that, but B, I would like to see the effect of if I set something on fire, which sort of smoke, or if I smoke something but don't set it on fire, what effect does this actually have on the bugs? Because I feel that we should nail that before we go any further with this plan.
Okay. Experimentation. That's what
Yes.
I like to see. First of all, I'm going to have to ask you to actually catch some of these bugs.
This is fair.
We're going to call this a difficulty 5 because you can get to the edge and you might be able to catch a couple. The difficulty is getting out again before they swarm you.
This is fine. I have sense danger to I feel that I'll be able to tell, or it will help me tell how close I can get to sort of the group before they sting me.
Yeah.
I have visual perception. I have speed defense. I have stealth, and acrobatics for like flipping away.
Don't you have that bad idea skill as well?
I think you'll find I do have. It's not a bad idea. It's impulsive and right.
Okay, yeah.
But I do have an inability in impulsive and wrong. and you can decide which one applies here.
So skills wise, I think from that list, if I can remember it all, I've immediately forgotten. Definitely stealth, danger sense. That's the one I was looking for. So yeah, danger sense skill applies. I think stealth applies. Speed defense doesn't apply yet.
Yeah, I also have visual perception. If that helps me, like.
I don't
I
think
am
so.
up.
Not in this
Oh,
case. This is a
fair
speed
enough.
roll.
And I do have an edge of 3, so I can put in a free level of effort for speed.
Okay. So we're down from a 5 to a 4 to a 3 to a 2 if you're using that free level of effort.
I am, yes. Oh,
6 or more.
and that's a 7. So.
A 7. So it is a close run thing. It is indeed a close run thing. But you
I'm kind of pushing it. I want to see how fast these little buggers are.
yeah, and actually like 1 or 2 do follow you all the way out. And as they get out into the wind, you realise, as clumsy as they are in the tunnel, they suddenly become quite a bit more agile. They seem to be able to use the wind to their advantage when they're outside of the tunnel. And they seem to have learnt how to do that.
I'll make a mental note to tell Trenton that.
But they will, yeah, eventually retreat back in the tunnel. But you can tell the what's the word? The agitation of the bugs has gone up somewhat.
Yeah.
You have been poking at them for a little while now.
Fair enough. And I would then, once I've got them in a box, I'd like to sort of try and start some smoke with this sort of rag soaked in oil. But only a little bit of oil, not too much. And I'm just sort of like focusing my light to see if I can get it to start smouldering without setting the light and see what effect it has.
Yeah, so this skill, I believe, doesn't require a roll. It just happens.
Yeah, I think if I'm doing damage, I have to roll.
Yeah. But you've got time and you've got control here. So you find a patch where the sun is shining through the trees. The trees aren't super dense around here. They're kind of sparsely, so there's lots of space to do this. And you shielding the rag from the wind, focus the sunlight, and it does indeed begin to smoulder. And as the smoke floats up, you tip up the box and an opening in it, and let the smoke into the box. And as it does, the creature definitely becomes less agitated. Now, what it doesn't do is put it to sleep. It just makes it less agitated.
Good to know.
Doesn't chase it out, but I believe your next experiment was to see what it would do with fire.
Yeah, she'll, that seems to have, I can tell that it's sort of like Sleepy Bee from Winnie the Pooh, that sort of thing. And I'm like, okay, interesting. The next thing to do, like, she's not excited to burn this thing, but she's like, well, I do want Letty back, so I'll sort of intensify the beam slightly more and set it on fire, and sort of lean back a bit.
Just straight up set it on fire. The beetle or the rag?
The rag, not the
rag.
beetle.
Okay. So yes.
I mean, if this doesn't do anything, the next stage is just set the beetle on fire, but hopefully it won't come to that.
It does not come to that. It definitely doesn't. So it definitely tries to retreat from the fire. Like it can identify the heat and can identify that's too much heat. but it does make it more agitated, kind of counteracting the effects of the smoke.
Excellent. I'll pop the lid back on, and this is my test beetle. His name is Jonathan, and I'll sort of get Trenton's attention, and probably Cleege's as well, and try and I'll let him know. And I'll let him know that by the way, when I was in the big nest, I may have poked one of them too hard, and they're sort of buzzing a bit more. So just watch out for that. That's my bad.
So we should maybe give them 10 minutes to settle. Given how fast it's taking us to get anywhere on this, I don't think that's an issue.
So yeah, smoke, slightly sleepy. Fire, much less sleepy. Will try and run.
Okay.
So we can send fire through to make them move, but that makes them
Angry.
agitate, yes. Or we can put smoke through that might calm them down.
But they
Does it
won't
calm
leave.
down enough that it doesn't attack?
With a little poking, it will attack, but you have basically mechanically you'll be making rolls to move through them slowly and carefully and not agitate them, and you'll be able to make those rolls.
So as long as you weren't poking them, if you could probably walk through them. Well, this one got quite a lot of the smoke because it's in it's a little box and it's just one bug. But you might be able to walk through them and they wouldn't attack you. Which you could go in, possibly scoop up the queen, walk out with the queen, but you might have to run out with the queen because that might bother them slightly.
Arvid?
I had another
they-
thought. I
Oh.
do still have my lightning wall projector. So you could theoretically get the queen, and then if that pisses them off, light up the lightning wall projector and they'd just run into that, and that would kill a lot of them. Not necessarily sure that helps us massively, but something to keep in mind. Carry on.
No, good thought, monsieur. Arvid, do they always follow the queen?
I mean, generally, the queen moves when... Well, once the queen has found a place, the queen doesn't move. Young queens move, and swarms follow young queens. I'm not entirely sure. I haven't moved an old queen before. Quite often there's too many bugs around them to move the old queen, but I would imagine it would work the same way. It's all pheromones.
Oh, pheromones. Huh?
It would be so much easier if we had a queen in the first place. I blame Matilda for this. This is just typical poor preparation for these work jobs, honestly. Gives us only half the information. Right, okay.
Telling her you said that.
I don't care at the moment, Mizzy. I really don't. I mean, look, I'm bloody cold, it's bloody windy, dealing with bugs. Now
great,
I'm
isn't
going
it?
to tell you. Okay, I think smoke, Trenton smoke rather than fire. I think we try the softly approach. If that fails, let's nuke. Let's be a little bit more aggressive.
Sounds good.
You look like you have doubts, Trenton.
Of course, I do. I have doubts about all of these plans, including my own. We've never done this before. I think some of us should go in. Because we need to pick up the queen, right? So who's going to go in?
I will.
Well,
I'm happy to go in. It's fine. I believe. I want to see the queen.
well. Okay. I mean, I sort of. But no, it's fine.
So are we going to just make a lot of smoke and flush them out by wafting it through, or create a lot of smoke and go with the smoke as long as the smoke's going away from us, and just keep it in front of us.
De-agitate them, and then creep in
Okay.
and swipe Queen, and then bolt out of there as quickly as you can without getting killed.
And possibly
That
setting off the lightning projector in case.
Yeah.
Arvid, do you know how big the queen is?
Depends on the age. The largest I've seen was large cat.
Now you can pick up a large cat.
Anne?
Trenton, how many ciphers do you have on you at the moment?
1.
Ah, right.
2.
Right, take this.
So 2.
You can carry 3, can't you?
Okay.
Take this. It's a dimensional trap.
Ooh.
Okay, it's as you can see, it's like, I imagine, I don't know why, it's like the Ghostbusters trap that they use.
Yeah.
It is now.
So basically, you get something within immediate range of it, and it sort of goes into the device, and then it stays there for about, about a day or so, and then it just reappears wherever we want it to be within immediate range. Just in case that queen is a little bit mightier than we're hoping.
Does it say how big the thing can be?
It
Absolutely
could
not.
do
Just
the
says
queen. Don't worry about that.
one creature or object. It says so.
1 cave queen-sized object.
It's level 9, so it's a substantial.
It's
Okay.
pretty good.
Yeah.
Nice. And that's a dimensional trap.
Yes. Yeah. Take that. I'll guess I'll stay
take
out
of
here
music.
and we really need to work on communicators at some point, Trenton. Just saying.
What's Letty been doing this whole time?
I imagine the Lettys have been between them just filling up one of these holes with detritus. I can't imagine it's been going particularly well, because one of them's learning how to control her powers from scratch, and the other one is a small fox. But I imagine Letty, body Letty is probably getting more and more au fait with the skill, even if she's not ever probably going to be as proficient as Letty has been with 30 years of experience.
Yeah. Just out of curiosity, where did you put that cipher you got out earlier?
I think I could have given it. Would Mizia have picked it up for safekeeping, or would Mizia have just left it on the ground so that Letty could put it back in her pocket?
Did you just get out and leave it on the ground?
I put it on the ground in front of you at your feet. I don't know what you would have done with it.
Trying to keep track of where all our ciphers are, because we lost an Odyssey at one point, so...
True.
So currently, I
It's not in my inventory at the minute, but
I can't have picked it up unless if I had given the lightning wall projector to Trenton, which as we were discussing it, I'll probably Trenton, how many? But then that would mean you would have too many, wouldn't it?
Nope, I'm still fine.
Oh.
I have
nanos.
Yeah.
2 4 nanos.
All right.
I can carry 4, so that's
Yeah.
fine.
So I will give you the lightning wall projector, which is a level 6 device, and then as soon as I I'll pick that up.
Cool.
But the
I've got a
the lightning wall projector wasn't in the pouch, which was the only other one that isn't in the pouch. So don't need more. The devil takes that out of my inventory. What was it that you gave me, Letty?
Controlled blinking nodule at level 7. So I'm just pasting it in the chat. In case you do need to use it. Our Discord channel.
Nice.
Has all of this been about an hour or so, would you say?
Yeah.
Can I do another recovery roll for
Yep.
Fiji then, please?
Yeah.
Thank you.
And anyone else who wants to has. Yeah. Arvid gets out like the rest of the food that he brought along for the rest of you as well.
Oh.
And suggests it is somewhat past noon. You should eat.
Yes.
Letty
Thank
and a
you.
bunch of quovers nibbling on like bread and
Yeah, it's like hard cheese, bread, like hard fruits, stuff that keeps well, that won't get squished in a bag.
Okay.
So, plan.
All right. So I guess we're all going in, right?
No, you two are going in. I thought I was staying
Oh,
out.
sport. I was gonna try and get you in there for a second. Okay.
I mean,
Two of us will go
I'll
in.
be emergency backup. All right. I'll if any come out, I will try and catch them, and then
Okay.
if I hear screaming, incendiary devices, I don't know, I will barrel in and.
No,
make that.
incendiary devices will be fairly normal. That's okay. But screaming, yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
question: what are we if everything say, and I know this is if everything
Unlikely.
goes to plan, which what are we going to do with all the bugs that follow us out with the queen?
Well, we can close up the tunnel when we come out.
But then they'll be in here still, and the whole idea is to get them out of here.
Okay. Well, we'll close up the tunnel after we've filled some boxes.
I think it will be
But no,
But-
but we need to get them out for the
the one of us
The
takes
boxes.
the queen and dances away. Okay. I tell you what, you guys, I've just grabbed a bite to eat. You guys have something. Cleege's gonna go off about I don't know, 100 meters, 200 meters away with a shovel, and is gonna make a hole
Okay.
for the queen to burrow into, hopefully. Is that all right?
I see.
So he's going to dig a hole that he thinks is probably a reasonable amount distance, a deep enough hole that he can fling the queen in, and then that's in Cleege's mind what is ideal.
I think there are 3 different outcomes that the group is thinking of. Some of you are thinking of just getting the queen. Some of you are thinking about getting the queen and keeping the bugs alive, and some of you are thinking about killing the bugs and getting their shells. And I don't know which one you're going for, because you've got mixtures of all 3 of those plans in the plan you've described.
I think it's because
several times now.
I think it's because we all know that as soon as we step in, the plan will go to shit. There will be no plan, and we'll just wing it.
I would wing it with it. I would say that we'll get the queen. If we get the queen, we're going to get the bugs.
Yes.
Yeah.
The bugs aren't going to leave. The bugs, in fact, the bugs are going to be the problem. There's going to be a lot of them.
Yes.
Yes, that is the main
which-
problem.
At which point, we can just go ham on them and absolutely annihilate as many bugs as we can. And then, Letty, Cleege, you can do your thing with the queen. Because I still don't know what it is you're doing.
Could I? Am
just-
I able to
hold on.
suggest something out of character, or is because
Yeah.
Letty's not in there? Okay.
Yeah,
Because in my head, when you said you were going to block up the last entrance, if the lightning wall projector doesn't damage their bodies, just kills them, if it's electricity, you could set up the lightning wall projector at the exit, and as they all come rushing out to try and get the queen, they all get bug zapped on their way out.
I like
And
it.
then we just
God,
have a
you're
big
clever.
pile of beetle shells.
I mean, I don't know if it necessarily damages the body, but if it does, we can just go to another hive with our queen, and figure we'll have a
Get
queen in a
mobbed.
box, and we'll figure it out from there. I like that plan. So,
And then
Okay.
by August 2022, we'll have finished this adventure.
so should we block up one of the
on.
other exits then?
Let me
Yes,
just-
that's been done, I think. I think there are
So-
now just 2 exits.
No,
Am I
but
correct?
so my point is, should we block up one of the other remaining 2 so that they have to come through one of the exits, which we can then zap?
Yes, but we can do that after you've gone in. Well, what we will do is we will seal up the one you go into, and leave the one, so we can set up the lightning ball projector on the one
But
that's open.
no, because we want to be able to run through the sleepy bugs. So we don't want to go back through the. We don't want to have to go walk
Through a new
further through. Oh, this is. Planning.
Why? This should be like one of the easiest solves we've had.
I
This
know.
doesn't involve big spear, purple fruit, people turning into trees. It's just bloody beetles. Why is this so hard for us?
I do.
So-
Okay. We're going to go in one end. So there's two entrances, right?
Yep.
Okay. We're going to go in one, and we're going to put the lightning projector at the other one, right?
No.
No.
No,
We're
I thought
blocking-
I thought there
we're
were
blocking
three.
two
There's
entrances.
yeah, we're blocking two entrances. You guys are going in one, and then when you run out of this one, we've got the lightning ball projector ready to go.
Yeah.
So the second you run out with the queen,
So,
the bug's
So,
chasing you
let
back
me-
out the way you came.
Okay, good.
let me
think.
just go through exactly what I think the plan is.
Okay.
I think that was it.
I also think that was it.
We're blocking up two entrances. You're going in. You're smoking. You're smoking and you're stealthing. You're smoking and you're stealthing. You're smoking and you're stealthing until you get to the queen. See the queen. Grab the queen.
Yes.
Run back
Bolt
to where
out with the queen. The bugs will follow the queen, we think.
Probably.
Okay? You run through with the queen to and we'll have the lightning projector up once you've we'll put it up. I'll put it up, and then you better give it to me, actually, Trenton. Now that I think about it, and then once that's through, I'll keep running with the queen.
Like a relay.
Say again.
Like a relay race.
Yes. Just so like the queen is like out, and like if any bugs avoid the lightning detector or come from somewhere else, like burrow up or something. At least we're taking them away from the Quover area.
Yes.
Is that clear to everyone?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. No more planning. Mazir has she's got some oils. She's got some rags. She started smoking it. She's going in.
Okay.
I love the
Are
idea
you
of a
just
montage
waving
of
it-
like
are you just
prepping
waving
these
it in front of
oil.
you?
Yeah.
Or you going to put it on this little trolley?
I feel the trolley will there'll be too many bugs and it will run over them and it will distress them even more. Whereas if I just go in and I'm sort of using, I give one to you as well, and you just
Okay, good.
blow on it. Just blow on it, Trenton.
Exactly. That's what we're doing. That's what we're looking
That's
at.
all we're doing.
Stealthily.
Stealthily.
Okay. Okay.
It's taken us an hour and a half to get to this point.
Normal. Plus last week.
Plus
But,
So, the situation as it currently stands in the world, there are 3 entrances, one of which is blocked.
we block up another entrance.
Okay.
Cool.
There we go. I'm gonna take rolls to see how well you block them up, because that will be relevant. I'm
Okay.
going to take one from the Letties.
Oh,
So
jeez.
basically, the body makes the roll but gets an asset from you helping.
Okay.
And I'm going to turn this into a level, and we'll go from there.
Okay. Can I use any of my moves or just hedge magic?
Just the hedge magic, unless you want to teach your body with another brain in it another thing, which will probably be equally difficult.
Yeah, I'd probably try and teach it reshape so that we can try and block it with the actual
Okay.
Earth itself in a 5-foot cube. So I'm gonna put a fair amount of effort into this.
Yeah.
And
So
then,
this is, what tier did you get reshape?
oh god, just now at tier
Yeah.
4, I think.
Tier 4. Okay, so yeah, this is going to start then at a difficulty 10.
Oh,
no, sorry, it's going to
no.
be a difficulty 8. It's going to be hindered by 3, is what I mean to say. So technically,
Oh,
it's a
jeez.
difficulty 11 at the moment.
So I'd need to get a 33.
Yes.
Hmm. God.
The more complicated the thing, the more difficult it is to teach.
Yeah. The other thing would possibly be barrier, which I got at level tier 3, I think.
So hindered by 1. No, tier 3. Hindered by 2. So
That'd be
10,
a difficulty
30.
10. Dang. Well,
Hold on, the Clegy. So Clegy was put in the big boulders. Can it not be a joint thing that I put in the big boulders and then the Letties came along and did all like the filling in bits?
Right, yes, the question we're answering at the moment is how are the Letties doing this? Like, either they are using hedge magic and just moving the stones, which is fine,
Yeah.
and they'll make a roll with that, or they're using one of their other skills, which would have to be taught.
Yeah.
So
I think it's going to have to be that, or it could be push, which I think is tier 1.
yeah, push is
which-
tier 1. That'll be a difficulty 8 to start with.
Just do
And
your
that,
hedge, I think.
yeah. I'll do hedge magic then.
Okay. Yeah. A roll, add 3 to it, and we turn that back into a level, and that'll be how well that 1 is blocked up.
Okay. So I'm going to put, again, 3 levels of effort in.
Yep.
And is that the one that can Clegy assist with that as well by doing the big boulders?
Yeah,
then?
Clegy wants to assist with that one. Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah.
I'm going to put... yeah, I'll put 3 in. I can put 4 in, but that's silly. So I'll just spend that cost. That brings me down to 11 intellect. I really need to actually take some stats at some point. And that is an 18.
Blimey.
Ooh.
Yeah, so how many levels of effort was that? So you've got an asset from
3.
you, and levels of effort are...
I have a hedge magic. I'm trained in hedge magic as well, which I guess lets me do it in the first place.
Right, yeah, that's the asset you are.
Yeah, cool.
So how many levels?
I put 3 levels
3.
of effort in.
So 4, so 12, so actually that is a level 10.
Nice.
Incredible.
Yeah. So... so that was what was happening while the whole plan conversation was going on. That's this one that's been blocked up.
Okay, cool.
There are 2 other entrances. I'm assuming you want to block one of them up.
Trenton and I have done some, we've spent some time looking at, the way it works. Can we try and pick whichever entrance we think is the shortest? If we think there is one. Is there one that has a slightly shorter distance to the centre from, what we know and how
Yeah.
we've sort of mapped it out? And
That
we would like to
is-
block up the other entrance to, maximize or minimize the distance that we've got to go.
Okay, yeah. What kind of skills do you think would apply to this roll? It's some kind of intellect roll. You'll get an asset because you saw it from above with the heat vision.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
And with
Yeah.
scan as well, so we've got some kind of idea.
Yeah.
I
And
kind
I
of
can.
I'd kind of like to think that impulsive and right goes here because Majida just says, block up that one. She's not necessarily thinking logic, but she's like, block that one.
Yeah, I will apply impulsive and right or impulsive and wrong.
Nice.
And Cleegy's going to give good advice because Cleegy's been in the tunnel already, or what part of the tunnel already, and will say to Mizir, I don't know if you can gauge, this one was about this tall, about this wide. I don't know what the other ones are like, but I don't know whether that will tell you whether that's a main route or an offshoot or type thing. And then actually, Cleegy's just going to go, oh, hang on a minute, and think to my friend in my head, which way is the shortest way to...
Oh, yeah. Also that works too.
So yeah, it will give you an indication, but unfortunately it's a fox's eye view, and even then it's not really a view, it's the feeling because it's very dark in there and they don't really navigate by sight in there.
Right.
It's
So-
mapping sensors onto you that you don't have.
Yeah. So you're going to get an asset, you're going to be able to give an asset to this.
Yeah.
So you've got an asset from viewing it from the heat sensor, you've got an asset from Clegy talking to his friend in his head, you've got either an asset or a hindrance from impulsive and right or impulsive and wrong. I've flipped a coin.
Visual perception, if that, like, just... Oh, can I'm familiar with the terrain
Yes,
from last,
you
which I
are.
did forget
Spent
about.
an hour doing that.
I did. So I know things. I see things. I've
Yeah.
thought about it in my head
Yeah,
as
that's
much as
definitely
Lizzie
place to
thinks
think
about
about it.
anything in her head.
So, PG. 4 assets at the moment. Well, one of them might be hindrance.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. I realised I didn't actually give this a difficulty. I was going to put it at a difficulty 6. So either a difficulty 2 or a difficulty 4. You do not know which.
Nice. And that is a 15.
A 15 is good enough to succeed on both. So,
Yay.
We'll never know which one it was.
no, you will. Because you realise you're doing the wrong one when Clegy points out, hang on, there's meant to be a rock feel under the foot here, but there's not. Because,
Oh, you were wrong.
yeah, impulsive and wrong.
Like, Mazia's like, that makes sense. That one.
And
Clegia will just go and take the boulders over the other way. And then Clegia will like to do the building.
yes,
Please.
yes.
I assume this is might.
This, yeah, absolutely might.
Oh, I haven't done a might for a long time.
Yeah.
I am going to make a lot of effort. So I'm going to put
Okay.
in 3 levels of effort. And that is... Oh, God, that's a 5. Can I re-roll that for an XP, please?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
it's 17
next day.
total. With a 5, with 3 levels of effort. That's 9, so that'll be 14 total.
14, yeah. Okay. It's 1 better. It's a 6, but I'll keep that because it will be 15 and that'll be a level 5 at least.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Did Letty do better at blocking this hole as a small fox
Yeah.
with a fox possessing her body?
You had my help in the first place. Just not good with the tiny little things. You don't do the big things. Clegia's going to get a real sulk on, I tell you.
This is very funny.
Right. Okay. Holes blocked. Lightning projector.
These
Trenton?
rags
You have
which
it.
were smouldering have now put themselves out in the wind, but it's no big deal to get them smouldering again.
Yes.
Okay. Good
Helen,
luck,
I'm
my
taking
friend.
lightning projector off my sheet, so you add it to yours.
Hand the lightning projector over. Which, by the way, is this kind of a trestle folding thing, like an actual gate, and then it projects a larger gate around it.
Okay.
Because why not? I don't know. I'm making all this shit up.
I'm actually also going to give you. Do you have room for another cipher?
Yes, I do.
I'm going to give you a globe projector, which is an artifact.
Oh.
And you can shoot globes even at a long range, and it will envelop a target and protect it from anything for up to 10 minutes. So if we come out and shit's got real at one of us and we're getting hammered by bugs, then hit us with the globe protector.
I like
Okay.
it.
Clegia's feeling like slightly less sulky now, and it feels like
You've got gadgets now.
Yeah.
Okay. We can do
Right.
this.
That's how we butter up our leader.
Okay.
Give him toys.
Flaming rags. Sorry, smoking rags. Lots of them.
So
Let's
yes,
So what more do we need?
yeah. So I presume you're setting them in some kind of thing where you can, so you're not just holding
Yeah.
some smoking
No,
rags.
no, exactly.
Okay.
With oil on our hands, what could go wrong?
Yeah.
No, it's going to be in like some kind of brazier kind of torch thing.
Yeah, sure.
Right.
Yeah, you can cobble together something from the various parts you've got. And the smoke indeed flows up and starts filling
Right.
the corridor as you walk through, and you get to the point where the bugs start getting thick, where they start carpeting the walls and ceiling. And so you stand there with your torches. And? Okay, yeah. Wait and fill up this area with as much smoke as you can, and until they start, the ones near you start getting a bit drowsy and moving slowly, and bumping into each other and moving around each other.
Mazia will definitely take the lead, and she'll, she's looking out for. She is trying to sort of go kind of stealthily, but she's trying to pick the sort of path, the best path that she can find, and sort of has recommended that Trenton sort of steps in her footprints, as it were, sort of behind her, and so I think sort of see it as Mazia's sort of pushing as much smoke forward, and because she's got slightly more control just with the fire and everything, it's easier, and Trenton's sort of doing the sides and around the back to sort of calm the ones that we've passed.
So this starts at a difficulty 7. You have 2 assets for the smoke.
Alright, I'd like to use sense danger if it's applicable.
I think that's very much applicable here.
Visual perception to make sure the smoke's getting to all of them, and seeing where sort of the big clumps of them are and getting all those. Stealth to move as quietly as possible. Acrobatics to avoid stepping on sort of just tiptoeing around. Maybe.
Acrobatics might be useful later.
Survival. I'm not sure. To
Currently
not
at 5
breathe in
assets.
to not breathe in too much smoke. To make sure it's going away from us. And
Yeah, we would have had
smoke
wet
going.
cloths. Mouths.
Okay, wet cloths. You mentioned that, so I will take that into account later.
Yeah. I am skilled in planning and organising, and we did plan and organise.
Oh,
Yes.
we planned and organised the hell out of
Yeah.
it.
We spent a full real-time hour and a half planning and
exactly.
organising this.
Alternatively, if you don't give that, then benefits organisation gives me a free action
And
when I've spent 10 minutes.
I have at least spent
Organising
at
business.
least an hour studying this very specific bit of terrain with familiar eyes. So
You've managed to wrangle 7 assets out of me.
Thanks.
Which means that you don't even need to roll, as you carefully, slowly push your feet into this carpet of bugs. Not lifting and putting over the top, because that would crush. You have to slide your foot through, kind of parting them, as they gently crawl over your foot and around each other. I will remind you. Don't worry, I saw. I will remind you that these tunnels are small enough that you have to crouch. So you are bent back, head near the roof where there are bugs around you. You've got bugs either side crawling over your feet, and they're only getting thicker as you move in. Painfully slowly, you find yourself inching forwards, until it opens out. There is a light at the end of the tunnel. A white light, almost like sunlight. And as you round the corner and stare into the heart of this hill, there is a spherical chamber. Walls, ceiling, everything as before carpeted. Right at the bottom, in the centre, you can see this lump of a creature, quite unlike the kaffir bugs around you. Still kind of glittery golden, but no shell. And you can see it laying eggs. Definitely the queen. Smaller worker kaffir bugs are taking the eggs and distributing them around the chamber, on the walls and the ceiling. This is definitely the central chamber. However, the thing that's producing the light is much more Numenera. It is a mirror of the eyes of all of the Quover. A void full of stars that is emanating what now you realise is starlight. And it only looks so bright to you because you've been in this dark, dark corridor and your eyes have adjusted. As you look at it, it looks like a hole, like a flat hole that's always facing you. And you can see like you're staring through it into an endless sea of stars. And that's what's facing you as you crouch at the entrance of this smoke floating up, starting to drowse some of these bugs around you.
So I think Mazia, she's not at all bothered by the bugs. Bugs are fine, not an issue. Roxy, on the other hand, bugs. Oh, so gross. But Mazia isn't bothered by that. I think she probably was getting a little bit claustrophobic. Tight spaces in the dark, not really her thing. But I think as soon as she saw this light, she's kind of forgotten about the plan. Or not even, it's not that she's forgotten the plan. She's just so interested, it's something giving off this bright sort of starish light, something that she's really interested in. Possibly this is something that no human has ever seen before. Super something that she's interested in, So she's probably slightly paying less attention to the bugs than Trenton might like her to be, and she is sort of really interested in this thing, and how are the bugs? Are they sort of mostly ignoring us with the smoke?
So the ones in the chamber in the centre haven't acknowledged you yet because you haven't entered this. The ones in the tunnel are still being drowsed out by the smoke, and you mentioned wet rags over your face, so you're managing to avoid coughing, making loud noises. You've got your shoes going.
I did change my shoes because I knew I would have needed stealthing. I do have spare walking shoes. So that's what I'm going to make. So I don't look nearly as stylish as usual.
Okay.
But I'm not making the sound of steel drum.
But yes, there are bugs flying about in this central chamber. They seem to be avoiding the thing floating in the centre.
So it's floating?
Yes, it is a point in the very centre of this spherical chamber.
Okay. And it's yay big? Huge? Maybe
2 feet across.
Okay, so portable, I suppose, is what I'm asking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it like a disc then? Is it like if they walk around the other side, it's just a flat disc effectively?
It's as you move your head, it faces you.
Okay, yeah.
Bazil will sort of turn around and be like, "That's cool. It's very interesting. That's the quote we're talking about. That's the thing, isn't it? Very cool."
Maybe we need that and not the queen.
Oh no. Now, Mazia definitely wants to touch it, but also Mazia doesn't want to take it because she's not about taking stuff. It's good to know about things, but you don't disturb things. You don't disturb
I think
cool
we should totally
stuff.
Take it. I think this is what we need.
I mean, it is definitely what we need, but should we not just leave it here?
What about Letty. Think of Letty. You do like Letty, don't you? Exactly.
Okay, hold on. I want to see how convincing is Trenton trying to be? How much does Trenton actually want to move this?
I don't want to move it. I want you to move it. That's exactly what I'm trying to do. I want you to get it. I'm fully trying to convince you to go and get it.
All right. I'm gonna roll a d20. I would say that it's like the sort of more religious side of Mazir is don't touch this. Like this is something special. This is possibly not a holy thing, but like this is something that's demands respect and reverence.
Mm-hmm.
The other side of Mazir is I want to touch it. She's not necessarily going to be convinced to take it, but she does know what she's going to do. I'm going to roll a d20. If it's more than 10, Mazir is not going to be convinced, and she'll not stop Trenton from touching it, but she won't. Under 10, she's going to touch it. Or Mazir would like to throw a globe of light into this sort of sphere thing. Trenton's right, it's interesting. Mazir wants to touch it. I rolled a 3.
Okay.
Ed doesn't even need to do a GM intrusion. I will do this for him.
Can I ask something before you do this? You can decide the order of events. I just want to know how big the room is and how far away the queen is from us when we're walking.
Yeah, so the room is, if you're standing at like the very lowest point, it's comfortable enough for you to stand up in straight and have some headroom. So it's maybe 7-8 feet diameter and perfectly spherical.
Okay, great.
So when you throw a ball of light, are you using your powers or are you using a glow? Is it a physical ball of light or is it a just
Magic.
light?
So, I'll get a stone from my pocket and I will light it up with my powers and throw it in. So it is both a real object and also a magically lit up item, as it were.
The stone passes through the object, dink, and hits on the other side of the chamber.
Yep.
Would you please take 2 experience points?
I don't really deserve them, I don't think. You know, I did that. I did that myself. But I will take them and I will give one to Trenton because we are going to need them.
Hit me.
And take an intellect defense roll.
Ooh, didn't expect that.
Is this like a magic? Is this a bug thing, or is this?
This ain't a bug thing.
I will
Both of us.
say I will happily fail on purpose.
Okay.
Both of us.
No.
No,
Yes,
of
Mazir.
course no. I've gone this far. I've thrown something at the magical giant globe. I'm all in.
Okay. You feel a pull towards that center point, towards that flat disc.
I go towards it.
Well, before you do, you realise that you can no longer take a step.
Oh,
You can no longer lift your arm. You have lost control of your own body,
interesting.
as something else is in the head with you,
Oh, very
taking
interesting.
control. At that, the bugs start to buzz. And that is where we're going to end for this week.
Oh my god, we had one plan to spend an hour and a half making and you threw it out.
I didn't throw it out. This was Trenton. Trenton is a bad influence. I would have happily left it alone, but he's a persuasive little mechanic.
We're doing it for Letty.
And
How is this
science,
happening?
apparently.
cleared out all the bugs, taken Letty in. Quover could have done what? I don't Never mind.
This is a
Gonna
real
be
Aladdin's
fine,
cave
it's gonna be fine,
situation. I love it so
We're
much.
gonna take it out. We'll come up with something. We've got
Gonna
loads,
run
got
so many
loads of time.
experiments on it.
Yeah.
Well,
Thanks,
that's
Ed.
done for this week. We'll return next
wow.
week as we figure out what's going on. Okay, I will say, the second part of your plan was to just run through the bugs again? The bugs that you had spent about an hour, like, calmly, slowly walking through so you wouldn't disturb. You were just going to run back through them.
Well, it depends because, like, if we'd immediately picked up the queen, and they all like, would they necessarily like the ones at the entrance? They wouldn't have known probably. So we were just gonna sort of pick them up and see what happened. Really, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, I did try and bring this up, but and everyone else moved past it, and I was like, well, Mazir would have decided that it had been solved. So
We're gonna trap the queen, aren't we?
But yeah, but all the other bugs, like all the other bugs around the queen, as soon as we pick up the queen, are gonna be like,
They won't be clever enough to go, the
Now,
queen's in this box.
out of curiosity, Ed, how many of them are around the queen? Like,
It's like millions, aren't it?
Yeah, thousands, definitely.
how many of them could we fit in the box with the queen?
Maybe 1,000.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, this was not a good plan.
No.
But
It was half a good plan. The second half leaves something to be desired, but it doesn't matter because it's all falling apart anyway. And
Like
we're
I
gonna-
said it would.
Like they all do.
Why did we spend so long on it?
to be fair, but I think the better question is, why did you send Mazir and Trent in it? Without the logic. The only sound logic. But
I have logic.
and the answer is
Lead
because
from the
it's
back,
more
please.
fun.
Because I don't think Clegy has recognised that Trenton is as divisive and as naughty as Mazir is. In like this, like in Clegy's head, Trenton is very trustworthy, steadfast, absolutely rational, straight thinking, not an issue.
And he's just
hasn't
standing there
grasped
behind
that
Mazir
you
going, touch it.
Yeah,
Touch it.
We need it. We do need it.
he's unaware. So, like when Trenton said, I mean, like Clegy was like, "Well, I'm meant to be like the muscle, but yeah, fine, carry on, like whatever." I'm a leader. I got to like encourage you when you want to do these things, surely.
Anyway. We need to do all the wrap-up stuff, which is going to be worse than usual, so we'll just plough through it and then we'll go away. If you enjoyed our particular brand of chaos, come and join us on the Discord. Wonderful chats abound. We have a couple of new channels. We've got a book recommendations channel. We've got there's a GM kind of chat channel to talk about GMing. And yeah, if you at me, I will probably answer something. But I probably won't answer unless you at me. I am hiding away from people at the moment. Yes, come and join the Discord. There's a link down in description. Is it a description on Twitch? I don't know. What else is there to do? There's a raid we're going to do afterwards, probably. I'll probably hit the button and find someone. Stick around for that. I'm
And we
waiting
also
for an
have
interruption.
a YouTube channel.
There we are.
Which has which you can not only catch up on all of your favorite Numenera Odyssey episodes, all those classics that we've had over the last 6 or so months. You can also catch up on old shows like the Lancer campaign. You can catch up on Benefactor, all the way from the beginning. Yeah, there's so much on there, and you can watch it with your eyes.
And
with
assuming
a feast for the
Simon,
senses.
and assuming Simon is back into robust health, we should have an Excelsior on Thursday and a Benefactor on Friday.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
But also, don't push yourself. Take a rest if you need it, Simon.
Look after
If you're
yourself,
listening.
Simon.
I said if. I didn't say definitely.
Yeah, no. I'm
Yeah, no, fair enough. Yeah, no,
caveats
no,
on caveats on caveats on caveats. we're going to actually go away now. Thank you for watching. Thank you for playing. It's been a pleasure, as always. And we will see you next week. Bye.
Au revoir.
Bye.
Bye.